It's in the air, it's in the world. All of the dreams hearts are singing are there. Dream has come, love has begun. All of the frozen hearts are free. Spring, 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 begins the life of love. Spring, 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 awakes the hearts of men. The snows have passed, the winter's gone. Beautiful grow to pick for my love. Spring is here, flowers are ripe, giving their fragrant signs of life. Spring, 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 begins the life of love. Spring, 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 awakes the hearts of men. Birds chirp their song, I sing along, feeling the sweet air profoundly with sound. Notes ring afar, reaching my love, filling her heart with sounds free. Spring, 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 begins the life of love.
Why am I streaming? Why are you watching?
Awakes the hearts of men.
Yeah, me too. See, we've come to an understanding, bruv. Alright, let me turn this music up. And we're back with New Book Arrivals 336. And we'll start with a book I got at A an estate sale. It's a 1906 copy of Peck's Bad Boy with the Circus, which is obviously some kind of young adult book, and I mainly got it for the not only the subject but the embossed decorative covers. But then I was flipping through it and I saw something which probably should not be in any book for kids, but back in 1906 apparently it was cool. Where do we go? Anyway, it's the N-word somewhere, and I was just like, what the fuck is this? Yeah, I was just flipping through it like this, and I just saw it at the top of the page somewhere. We'll get to it. This book smells awful. It was sitting in the garage, which is not a very good place for a book. All right. Oh, was that it? No. Anyway, I don't know where it is, but I flipped through it and I saw it. I was the N-word. I was like, what the fuck are you people doing? Anyways, this will go on my my enclosed porch and bake in the sunlight for the entire summer, and hopefully get rid of some of the musty smell out of it. A Gnostic Book of Hours, Keys to Inner Wisdom by June Singer. I don't know why my local thrift store decided to go back to stickers, which is like one of the worst ideas ever. And they don't come off easily, so it mars every book. I don't really know what Gnosticism is about. Preserved in great earthen jars, buried in the Egyptian desert, and fabled to be discovered only when they could be properly understood, the banned Gospels of the 2nd century Gnostics speak to the personal, social, and environmental concerns of contemporary seekers in the timeless soul's language, the rich and enigmatic language of dreams, art, and literature. Emphasizing inner wisdom over external authority, Gnostic texts discuss the direct relationship between the individual and the divine. As I said, I don't really know where Gnosticism comes from. Earth lore. Reading is a discount ticket to everywhere. Earth lore. Somewhere in in Plymouth, Michigan. Books let us into their souls and lay open to us the secrets of our own. Introduction to Vespers. Alright, so there's that. Elvis. A biography illustrated with more than 45 photographs. Elvis by Richard Wooten. Wooten. What year is this? Is this pre or I'm guessing it's post Elvis lifespan? Yeah, 85. Definitely dead. Books are $3 for $1, so I tossed in a Elvis book, which I can give to my bruv. Not my actual brother, but his mother likes Elvis. I've got a shitload of stuff in my car now for his mother. The Picture of Dorian Gray, Jesus Christ. Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. Obviously a Reader's Digest. I don't know why they keep insisting on putting the stickers on, but it should come off easier off of this sort of book. Faux leather. Thank you. Thank you, bruv. Reader's Digest. Nice hardcover. Johnny Cash is better than who? Elvis. I don't know about that. He probably. Johnny Cash made Elvis. Or Elvis made Johnny Cash. Picture of Dorian Gray. I keep saying Dorian Gray. I don't know why. The Rasputin File by the author of The Last Tsar, Edvard Radzinski. I believe this is nonfiction. Translated from the Russian by Judson Rosengrant. The old style of reckoning, the Julian calendar, was in use in Russia until February 1918, when the new style, the Gregorian calendar, was adopted by the omission of 13 days. Therefore, 1 February OS became 14 February NS. The new style was already in general use in the rest of Europe. In this book, the dates are old style unless otherwise indicated. From 1897, when Russia returned to the gold standard, to 1917, the ruble was worth approximately 10 rubles to 1 pound, or 2 rubles to $1. How's this got to do with them? I mean, this book has no synopsis. What's this? See what we got in there. These just notes on Rasputin. In our chest lives the fuck does that say? I don't know what that chicken scratch is. Breathe the ancestors, speak sacred ways, fill our mind. In our breasts live the ancient ways that pulse with each heartbeat. In our minds live the star-born ways that shine with fine light. The fuck is this person smoking? Wish I could open this thing. What the hell is this? Production film Castellium. I don't know what this bullshit's about. The saint draws the spirit of darkness unto himself. Anyway, I guess it's just a biography or something on Rasputin. That says the principal cast of characters. Is this a fucking novel? Better not be a novel. Be upset by it. First edition. Doesn't say it's a work of fiction. I think it's a biography. Like I said, it has zero. I guess it does say the best study of the first-hand evidence about the execution. It makes compelling reading as a powerfully written testament to one sensitive, human, and creative writer's efforts to rise above the false truths that a society sought to impose. It is narrative to remember. Let's get some mass market paperback. Sugar Blues by William Duffy. Exposing sugar, the killer in your diet, offering you a life-saving sugar-free way to health. This book is apparently still relevant, as I saw it was listed on eBay and selling regularly. 1975 book, so I'm probably going to sell it since I paid $0.25 for it. What? This is him before and after sugar? I mean, is that really a fucking convincing? He lost his glasses. A relentless, hard-hitting report. You are unlikely to ever feel quite the same about sugar. If you are at all interested in your health, read this book. So that's him beforehand, and that's him. I'm not sure. They're saying he was a fat bastard before. William Duffy was once a sugar addict. Under Gloria Swanson's influence, he kicked the habit. Now, 15 years later, looking 15 years younger. I don't know that he does. He looks basically the same, just without glasses. He reveals how the insidious poison invades our lives. He shows you how to live better without it and includes recipes for delicious dishes, all sugar-free. Dianetics, the Modern Science of Mental Health, a handbook of Dianetic procedure. Over 1 million copies sold in hardcover. Obviously, L. Ron Hubbard, the founder of Scientology. Please come off sticker without resistance. Do not fight me. I hate these stickers, but I always have to peel them off, so. I got it. Got it without any damage. The main reason why I picked this up, I don't think it's worth very much, if anything at all, is because of a stamp inside an ink stamp from Jerry's Bookstore, 23623 Farmington Road. I do believe Jerry's Bookstore closed down about 10 or 15 years ago. It was a nice little bookstore. It wasn't anything great, but it was worth a look once in a while. I never really found much there, but I'm sure I bought a book or two from Jerry. Hey, motherfucker. We've already gone over this. You son of a bitch. Why are you going into the blocked universe? Do you want to answer that before I block you, you piece of garbage? Why are you reading? I told you why I'm reading, because I want to. Say something so I can block you. Thank you. Arrow block me? Yeah, Arrow is going to block you. Arrow's blocking you right now. Input user in timeout. No, we want to hide user on this channel. There we go. Bye, you prick. Thank you. I don't really care what you were saying, but you were dumb, so. So there's that. Regards to Jerry. The Loved One by Evelyn Waugh. Fiendishly entertaining, Mr. Waugh has never written more brilliantly. Wish it wasn't chewed off there, but I like this cemetery scene here, especially with the cat pedestal and the dog. Soldier, foreign correspondent, man of letters, Evelyn Waugh has been called a genius by Edmund Wilson and many others of the world's leading critics. The author of Vile Bodies, Brideshead Revisited, A Handful of Dust, all modern classics, and all Laurel editions. He is considered one of the truly important contemporary writers. The Loved One is Waugh at his most hilarious and most ferocious. A macabre report on certain aspects of Hollywood life. It has been compared with the best of Rabelais and Voltaire. Oh, man. I believe it's 1963. Fred Callis. 1963, fourth printing. For Whom the Bell Tolls, obviously Hemingway. It's just a vintage. John Shore. Scribner and Son. Scribners and Son. Or is it Scribner and Sons? Scribner's Sons. 1968, but I'm guessing this is probably 70s, maybe even 80s. Has an ISBN number, so it's definitely 70s. It's in good shape, so I usually pick up classics like this if they're in good shape, just so I have different editions of this book. Did I ever read For Whom the Bell Tolls? I don't think I did. No, is this the one about bullfighting? Maybe not. I don't know. There we go. Now this book is interesting to me mainly because it has the spider web pattern things on there. I don't know where these. This is the second or third one of these I've come across. Obviously, it's some kind of generic little book cover, but I just wonder what the origin of that thing is. It's got like a spider web pattern. Anyway, the book is Hungry Hill by Daphne du Maurier. Nelson Doubleday. What is that? Serpent? Or is that Angels Reading? 1943, maybe? It's either 43 or 53. I think it's 43. Note, every character in this book is entirely fictitious, and no reference whatever is intended to any living person. I bought this at an estate sale along with another Daphne du Maurier book. There it is. You can really see the spider webs now. Just wonder what that comes from. And this is why you don't let people handle your books when they put them in bags or whatever. If you buy them at a thrift store, they fucking destroy everything. Which is one reason why I left this one in here. As you can see, Anya Seton or Seton, however you say her name. And inside is the dust jacket. I left it in there because, like I said, these people handle the dust jacket, and 9 times out of 10 they will rip it further than it was damaged. There she is smoking. Hey, I'm a writer. Never understood smoking. One of the dumbest things that's ever existed. And this book couldn't be in much worse shape, so, or this jacket at least. Let's get What you on here, Bubba? Watch, I'm gonna, since I'm using one hand, I'm going to destroy this book. Unintentionally, but I'll do it. Let's see where the spine is. There's the spine. Spino cracker. Get in there, fucker. Thank you. I have not destroyed it yet, but I'm getting close. Nope. You fold. Nope, I'm on the wrong spot. See if that will go. God damn it, Jim. I'm just a country doctor. Is that the fucking spine or no? Yeah, that's the spine right there, dumb shit. There you go. Now we got it. I don't want to twist and turn this too much. What's this, a priestess? And a woman? Or just a priest? Alright. Now I see the whole back of this is fucking ripped off, ain't it? No. Not quite, but it's going to be. Come here. Get on there. There you go. We're saving the book, buddy. Along with the planet. It's not going on there very good. Anyway. Get down there. I gotta use 2 paws. Alright, there it is. It's fucking on there as good as it's gonna get. Green Darkness by Anya Seton. Antecedent. What year is this? 1976. Feels like 1976. No, 1972. Alright, so that dust jacket's back on. I wonder if this will fit. Yeah, it will fit on there, but do I want to really put this piece of shit on there? I kind of do. All right, Japanese Fairy Tales, which is another estate sale find, and it is from the Peter Pauper Press. I've been collecting those for a couple years. I sold a bunch of them like 10, 15 years ago, maybe longer. And now I'm starting to collect them for their little block prints like this. It's very nice. Guy with a samurai fights a spider. That's power. There's this cheeky princess. How long are these fairy tales? Let's see what some of the goblin spider. There we go. Maybe I'll read that later. The goblin spider. I think I will. There's the other Daphne du Maurier book that I got at the estate sale. I need to go back there tomorrow, but I got a furnace guy coming over, so I don't know if I'm gonna make it. But they had a 7-volume collection of Victor Hugo's works, which for $30, and I should have bought it that day, but I didn't have $30 cash. Myers Rental Library dues are 2 cents a day, 3 cents after 14 days, 5 cents minimum. So if you rented it, you'd have to rent it at least 2 days to make the minimum. And since I collecting or lending library books, I had to pick this one up, even though it's not in great shape. And this jacket right here was on there, but I didn't like the way it looked. It looks better without it. I need to put a nice fresh Mylar jacket on there to freshen it up. That'd be great. Here's this book. Mary Ann. 1954, first edition. I think this guy who owned it was named Fish. Mr. Fish. 2 Scrabble books, the Scrabble Word Guide and How to Win at Scrabble. I only got them because they're vintage. I used to play some Scrabble, but obviously. No, this is literally just the word guide. What does that say? Linda is a fart. Mac Davis. Hello, goodbye. Mac Davis. John Fish. Told you the guy's name was Fish. John Fish. 1953. And Linda is a fart. In the Twinkling of an Eye by Sidney Watson. This is another biblical fiction that goes along with the Mark of the Beast. Property of West Points of Church. West Points of Church. All right. Here is a story so well told that the reader will never forget it. An imaginative and dramatic, yet true to Scripture account of what will transpire on this earth at the coming of the Lord. It is written in a style so fascinating that young and old will read it with almost breathless interest from start to finish. And I believe that the reference to Twinkling of an Eye, which I'm basing it upon having watched a lot of Jack Van Impe back in the day, he would say that the Lord would come back in a twinkling of an eye. From heaven to earth in the twinkling of an eye. At least I believe that's what he used to say. That's my recollection of what he said. Maybe wrong. I don't know. Demons in the World Today by Meryl Unger. The book is waterlogged and underlined, but real fortune-telling powers are demonic. Paul's keen gift of discerning of spirits resulted in liberating the girl from her divining spirit. Card laying and spiritism, but medium mystic abilities are frequently present in card laying. There you go. There's the water damage to it, but I don't care. Who owned it? Pat Beal. Baruch Spinoza, How to Improve Your Mind, with notes by Dagobert D. Runes. Runes? Looks like a hair medalist. How to Improve Your Mind. What year is this? Among the hundreds of men, see, Spinoza was dead by 1677, so what year is this? 1956, Philosophical Library. Himself the victim of religious persecution and social discrimination, Baruch Spinoza stands today as a fearless pioneer in the unceasing battle for tolerance, freedom, and democracy. This challenging work is the simplest statement of his noble philosophy, which has influenced so many celebrated philosophers, writers, and creative minds. Here, Spinoza realistically examines man's most painful predicament, his bondage to the driving passions of greed, lust, ambition, hatred, and fear. Dreamland, The True Tale of America's Opiate Epidemic by Sam Quinones. CES, whatever that is. Addiction has devastated hundreds of cities, small towns, and suburbs across America. How that happened is the riveting story of Dreamland, with a great reporter's narrative skill and the storytelling ability of a novelist. Acclaimed journalist Sam Quinones weaves together two tales of capitalism catastrophically run amok. What's this got to do with fucking capitalism? The unfettered prescribing of pain medications during the 1990s reached its peak in Purdue Pharma's campaign to market OxyContin. That isn't what started the fucking opioid, what do they call it? Epidemic. People were doing fucking drugs as far back as as drugs were created. There used to be opium dens in every major city. They'd have crackdowns and people were fucking doing morphine, all kinds of shit. So this whole bullshit that OxyContin is the epicenter of opiate addiction is stupid. The Making of a Lynching Culture, Violence and Vigilantism in Central Texas, 1836 to 1916, not 1316. In this groundbreaking study of extra-legal, new word, violence in a racially and ethnically complex borderland of the South and Southwest, Kerrigan makes a significant contribution to the literature on American violence and race relations. Here is this. (2004). Does it say Waco, Texas? On May 15th, 1916, a crowd of 15,000 witnessed the lynching of an 18-year-old black farm worker named Jesse Washington. Most Central Texans of the time failed to call for the punishment of the mob's leaders. In The Making of a Lynching Culture, William D. Kerrigan seeks to explain not how a fiendish mob could torture and lynch one man, but how a culture of violence that nourished this practice could form and endure for so long among ordinary people. Beginning with the 1836 independence of Texas, The Making of a Lynching Culture re-examines traditional explanations of lynching. I was gonna say I could hear a car alarm. Glorify violence and foster a culture that legitimized lynching. I mean, lynching wasn't primarily a racial thing, but it was a thing. Motherfuckers would lynch anybody back in the day, honestly. They weren't waiting for the sheriff to fucking handle the case. They were going to lynch him. This isn't really a book, even though there is a book included. And in here, the Hoodoo Tarot 72 card deck, does it say? 78 card deck and book for root workers. I'm not a root worker. $3.99 it cost me. And for some reason, the thrift store I go to, that I get the majority of my books, though I didn't get the majority of theirs. These there seems to be having a lot of tarot cards lately, and I keep picking them up since nobody else gets them. These aren't in great shape, but since, and I don't believe in the tarot, I think it's fucking stupid, but tarot cards were, along with playing cards, the first book, so I still collect them. These cards look like they fucking sat under somebody's mattress. The Free Man. Who's this? Ace of Baskets. The hell is it? I was going to say Ace of Base for a minute. Two of Sticks. Yeah, you get the idea. These are tarot cards. It'd be great if there was a bunch of money under here. And there ain't shit under there. 78 page book. What's it show? The Free Man, there he is. The Fool. Card meanings, all that bullshit. Back into the box you go, fucker. And we go to our next books. Phyllis Whitney. As I said, I went to this one store that had 3 for $1 books, so picked up some gothic romance. And the Castle and the Damsel in Distress are a, although there's no castle here, this damsel's definitely in distress. Looks like she's out in the Old West. There's a damsel in distress. There's a fucking candle inside the window. She's suffering. Actually, she kind of looks content. And then there's the dainty hand reaching for whatever that is. Is that a lily? What's that say? What's that say? Fen Winger? There's Phil. She's writing these fucking pot boilers. Was born of American parents in Yokohama, Japan, and has always been involved in the world of books. As bookseller, librarian, reviewer, teacher of writing, and as we know her best-selling novelist. The Golden Unicorn. There's Phyllis again. Hi, guys. Kind of looks like Stuart Smalley. I'm good enough. Paula Hoyt. Domino. Haunted by a past she can neither remember nor entirely forget, Lori Morgan is precariously balanced on the rim of emotional disaster. Not even the men who love her have been able to reassure her when the strange silver light flashes out of the past to threaten her with the reality she had once been forced to flee. Then, after decades of implacable silence, Lori is summoned back to Jasper, Colorado, by the woman who had banished her, the magnetic actor Hilary Lang, who accompanies her west, must try to shield her from the arrogance of Persis Morgan. So, yeah. Wonder if any of these were on sale. But I got them 3 for $1, so I don't think they give you a further deal. Maybe they do. I don't know. I don't really give a shit. Just wish they'd stop sticking these fucking stickers on books that I have to dig off. All right, we're down to the last 5 books. We'll pick up the 2 Camus books. Albert Camus, The Myth of Sisyphus and The Stranger. Both classics, which I've never read, never will read. But oh yeah, I did find this. Is there fucking underlining in this book? Found this in another book. And it's the stories behind words matches. I will have to look this up on eBay. Now I must have those matches. Chess Made Easy by Milton Hanauer. Of course, I have a collection of chess books, even though I hate chess. Prefer checkers. Checkers is less sitting around staring at people. A guide to rational living, blah blah. Nice vintage copy in good shape. Some point I'll either have a bookstore or I will put these into a lot and sell them on eBay. If You Tell, a true story of murder, family secrets, and the unbreakable bond of sisterhood. I do believe I have this book, just not in this edition. Book's in great shape. Got it for $25, just as I did that one. So, 2019. And finally, another quarter book, The Political Economy of the Urban Ghetto. Oh, what do we got? Half.com. How much did this guy pay? He paid $13. No, this is Race in the Shaping of 20th Century America. My account. This is half.com. Oh, half.com was, I'm thinking of thrift store, or thriftbooks.com, half.com. I wonder if that still exists. Anyway, this isn't for this book. It's for a different book. Daniel Fossfield and Timothy Bates, The Political Economy of the Ghetto, of the Urban Ghetto. World War II interlude. What year is this? It's got to be 70s, right? 84. Southern Illinois University. Affluent America needs and benefits from urban racial ghettos. They provide a source of low-wage labor, and there is a steady drain of income and resources from the ghettos that benefits specific groups in affluent America. The situation is sustained by the flow of government funds into the ghettos from the general tax revenue. Fossfield and Bates examine the forces that have led to this state of affairs and finds that these economic relationships are the product of historical development and change in which black-white economic relationships play a major part, along with patterns of industrial, agricultural, and technological change in urban development. All right, that's all. Got a nice little collection for the day. Well, 2 different days, but all right, that's all, bruv.